Namaste. Welcome to this week's 20-minute on-demand yoga video. We'll be working on some conditioning exercises as well as standing poses to strengthen the glutes, the legs, to find that stability for the pelvis as you start to perhaps feel yourself moving into a waddle or just feel all the impact of the hormone relaxin on the joints of your pelvis. So we'll begin today standing with one block, and you'll want to have one or two blocks nearby for this quickie practice. Place one block either middle or narrow width in between your inner thighs. Give it a nice squeeze. So you want to set up with your feet outer hips width apart, and depending on your body proportion, the block will fit better middle or narrow width. If you can still see your toes when you look down, you want to see that your toes point forward. That sometimes, especially during pregnancy, the legs want to turn out from the hip joint. So spin the toes forward, feel that, or glance if you can still see for that. And squeeze the block, lift up through the front of your hips, and try to bring your ears over shoulders, over hips, over knees, over ankles. So each time you stand, we're going to come back to a nice aligned Tadasana mountain pose, squeezing into the block with your adductors, your inner thigh muscles, and lifting the pelvic floor in and up, 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 up. Each time you inhale, you'll sit back into Utkatasana. So as you come into Utkatasana, you can untuck the tailbone, sit your hips down low like you're sitting into a chair in a kindergarten classroom. And then exhale, squeeze the block and align ears, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Inhale, Utkatasana, sit nice and low. And then as you exhale, squeeze into your block. Tone your pelvic floor in and up, 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 up. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Really squeeze your block like you want to leave a little groove in the sides of it. 7. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs in, the pelvic floor tones. Inhale. Exhale to stand. Inhale. Exhale. Let's just do 3 more here. Inhale. Om 3. Home stretch. Finish it strong. Inhale. Om 2. 1 more. Inhale. Om 1. Good. Move your block out of the way. Let's come on down to lie on our back. So to make this transition, you can ease your way down to all fours. Sit off to one side, and to lie down, you're going to want a block nearby. To lie down, so put it within arm's reach. Come onto your side, and then roll onto your back. So you don't do a big sit-up crunch to lie down. Voila, here you are. You made it. Now grab that block, same width, middle or narrow, in between your inner thighs, give it a squeeze. Press into your feet and bridge up. Squeezing in activates the adductors. And if you're having any discomfort in that symphysis pubis, that joint that really is the union of 2 joints to the cartilage, right at the symphysis pubis, this work can stabilize you. So this can be really nice if you're having any discomfort in the front of your pelvis. Press into the mat with your heels. Squeeze into the block with your inner thighs. You can just rest your arms to the floor. We're really focusing in on our hips and legs. If you want to add that chest opener and interlace, feel free, but no need to do that here today. Slow down your breath. Awaken Ujjayi. Push into your feet and widen your collarbones. Can you squeeze the block evenly? Left inner thigh, right inner thigh. Can you imagine the center of each heel pad rooting into the ground and pulling back a little bit towards your shoulder blades, towards the back of your head even? As you exhale, the tailbone lengthens towards the knees. As you inhale, the rib bones telescope to the wall behind you. 1 more breath. And then roll down, rest, move your block out of the way. All right. From here, 1 more bridge set, but this time bump it up a little bit. So flex your feet, just press into your heel pads, reach your arms to the ceiling, palms touch. Press into your heels. If this is too much, root the whole foot down. On an exhale, peel your spine up, bridge pose. You have a smaller point of contact. It's going to dial you right up into the back of your thighs, your hammies, your glutes. And you're going to pulse the pelvis down an inch or 2 or 3 and up an inch or 2 or 3 for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Bring your arms to a goal post or a cactus shape. Spread out through your forearms, your chest, maybe lift a little higher. And release all the way down. Nice work. All right, we're gonna get into our glute med. We'll do clamshell and reverse clamshell today. So you'll wanna block within arm's reach for your reverse clamshell. Lie on your left side and you can support your head like so, or reach your arm long and rest your head on your arm, either way. Make sure your spine is long so you're not rounded forward in fetal position, but it would be like you had your back on a wall, vertical, tail to crown. You can kickstand your right fingertips and lift your right knee and then lower it. So we'll just do about 12 of these, 10 more. And notice as you keep it going that your top hip, 8, stays stacked. It doesn't swing back. 7, 6, 5, 4, activating that right glute med. 3, stabilizing the 2 sides of the pelvis. 2, 1, keep it up, down 2, 3 inches, up 2, 3 inches. 10, 9, 8, micro movement. 7, right at your end range. 6, 5, you can kickstand if you need for balance as baby gets bigger. 3, 2, hold, 3 breaths. So as we waddle, maybe your hips are lifting, hiking, becoming a little asymmetric with each step. The glute med gives you stability across your pelvis and also up into your low back. So these are great after baby comes too. If you're carrying your baby on one hip frequently, these can help your lower back just feel a little happier. Okay, lower down, same thing on the other side, and then we're gonna do our reverse clamshell. To come to the other side, of course, roll on your back, not your belly. And then set up like your back's on a wall. So make sure you're not in front of yourself with your head and chest. Right arm can be extended or hand under your head. And you're gonna stack your hips. So watch that left hip, I can show you on this side because you see my back doesn't retreat. Keep it stacked. And then lift your left and lower it, and lift and lower. It's like your ankles are bound, clamshell. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. There's a million ways to do this exercise, including with TheraBands. So you can Google and get really creative if this exercise feels good and you want to keep it up throughout your pregnancy. You can mix and match your clamshells. So lift it up now just 2 or 3 inches down and up for 10, 9. It feels so good to turn on that glute med. 7, 6. You feel really strong across your hips to support that added weight during pregnancy. 3. Especially in the 3rd trimester, these could be like little vitamins you take, little movement vitamins to guard your hips and low back. 1. Keep it up, 3 breaths. Now, as you get tired, this hip might want to swing back, so stack it up. And then lower, and then roll on your back, and we're going to do a reverse clamshell. So reverse clamshell, you're going to grab a block and place it in between your knees. If you want, you could do another block between your ankles. It might fall out of the way, but you could start with it there, and you space your joints nicely this way. And then align things up, hips stack, like your back is on a wall, and you're gonna lift your ankle this time, so the knees are like glued to the block. Lift, yeah, there goes my block. Lift. And so my block is there just in the beginning, at least, to give me a sense of keeping the chain of the joint so I don't close the ankle down lower than a block's width. Let's do about 5 more. For glute med is both an internal and an external rotator, or it works on both those actions. So we're just catching a little different aspect of it with this one. Now keep it up. At your end range, go for 10, little micro pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it up there. Your sitting bones widen. You're going to feel the pelvic outlet opens with this nice internal rotation. All right, side 2. So to get there, you can bring your blocks with you, roll onto your back. And if the one between your ankles falls, don't worry about that. That's just at first to give you a sense so that you're not here, right? So you want to keep that chain of the joints, hips, knees, and ankles just nicely aligned. Take a moment to clean and tidy up your alignment, stack it up, and then reverse clamshell. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up there and then down and up for 10, 9 micro movement, 8 end range, 7, 6, 5. Can you squeeze into the block with both inner knees evenly? 2, 1. Hold it up, squeeze into the block with both inner knees evenly. Okay, after that third breath, you can move your blocks out of the way and come on up. And our last sort of flow here is some traditional standing poses at a wall with one block. So what I'd like you to do is just find your way on up to standing. I'm going to use this cabinet so you can see me here. We'll start with the left foot forward in Warrior 2. And we'll put the block on the long face right below the knee, on the shin. And I'm stamping my shin into the block and pressing the block into the wall. The back foot is angled at 45 degrees. The arms go wide. And if you're at a wall, I have a cabinet here I can rest my hand on. But if you're at a wall, your palm might just meet the wall and you'll bend your elbow. No worries. So palm to the wall. We're really plugging the block in. So there's a press forward through your left shin bone. Seal the outer edge of the right foot to the ground. You're going to feel that right glute because you just revved the engine in your hips with all those clamshells. Widen your right collarbone, the right side of your rib cage, and rise up evenly through both sides of your waist here. My third trimester mamas, you might not go as low. Yeah. If there's any pelvic floor heaviness or pelvic pain, you might not go as low. You might not hold as long. Keep the block to the wall. Reverse your warrior. Slide your right hand down your right leg. Peek up under that left armpit. Maybe see the palm. One more breath. And then side angle. So this could be left forearm to left thigh. This could be left fingertips to the floor. Go up with your sacrum. Draw your right arm to the ceiling. And breathe. The left hand can be on a block inside of the ankle, or as a modification, third trimester mamas, the forearm could rest lightly to that left thigh. Now go up through your sacrum. You might even shorten your stance. Lift up so you don't sag into your right inner thigh, and hip joints lift up. Turn your chest from left to right and press the block into the wall. Open your chest. Lean back with your upper back and think of pressing the front of your pelvis forward here. One more breath. And then we'll rise. And thank God, finally straighten your knee. You can just grab the block. Spin your 10 toes forward. Now we don't want to jump or step the feet in a jerky movement in. Stable hips. Go nice and easy. Just heel toe the feet in slowly. And we'll do the other side. Okay, so put the block right inside of the shin at the wall. Plug it in. Slowly step your feet apart. It's nice to give your hips some space here. So rather than heel to arch, perhaps heel to heel, or even left foot offset to the left about a hip's width from your right foot. Your right hand will probably touch the wall, and you'll bend the elbow a little bit if you're at a wall, or if you're at a cabinet like I am, you can rest your hand there. I need to move my kid's toy bin to do that. Seal the outer edge of your left foot. You're going to feel that awareness of your left hip working. Inward rotation of the left thigh. clamp down, broaden your left collarbone and your left ribs. Remember, my third trimester mamas, you don't have to go so low, and you don't have to hold so long if there's any pelvic pain. You can root into your feet and think of hugging them in as well towards the midline. Ignite your strength rather than sinking so much here. One more breath. Now flip the right palm, left hand down the left leg, reverse your warrior. Press the shin into the block into the wall. Maybe see the palm of your right hand. And as you exhale, take that nice length right on into a side angle. Could be forearm to thigh, could be right hand to a block, a second block right inside of your ankle or your fingertips or palm to the floor. Now lift your sacrum up into your left palm, widen your chest, and lift your left arm. Tether your left heel down and back, inward rotation, inner left thigh back. Press the front of your pelvis forward and lean your shoulder blades back. 2 more breaths. And then as you inhale, rise, warrior 2, and finally, thank God, we'll straighten the right knee. Spin the toes forward and go slow to heel toe your feet back in. So we'll finish up here today with double pigeon pose, which is my preferred hip opener from pigeon, because in pigeon, I'll show single-legged pigeon, there's quite a bit of torque. The hips set this way that kind of spin the body open. But when we stack it up, there's less so. So we'll place the right ankle right over the left knee and the right knee right over the left ankle. This can be really intense. So maybe sit up on a cushion, blanket, block, or feel free to put a block under your right knee. Root into your fingertips, Agni Stambhasana, the fire log pose. This class is the fire element, really getting into that work in the hips, those major muscles. It's like a little furnace. You generate quite a bit of heat. So now slow it down. Slow down your breath. Soften your brow. If you have room, you can start to pitch forward and root into your sitting bones. Flex your feet. Press into the pinky toe edges of both feet. You might stack 1 or 2 blocks underneath your forearms, your elbow tips. You might prop up your head here, thumb knuckles to brow center. Widen your seat, left to right. 1 more breath. And we'll go right on into the other side. So come on up, swap it out. Straighten your legs out for a moment, roll them in and out a bit. All that extra blood volume, it's just a nice reset between the sides. All right, so double pigeon. We'll set up with the left shin on top of the right. Ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Take a moment to adjust here. And if you want to sit on a block or place a block under your left knee, that's a solid option. Tidy it up if you can. Get your shins parallel to the top edge of your mat. Widen your sitting bones left to right. And there's a huge difference as we just adjust the ankle right over the knee and the knee right over the ankle. So give yourself time to set up neatly so you can get the most dialed in out of your alignment, get the most out of the pose. And then root down into your fingertips, lift up through your spine, draw the weight down evenly from left to right sitting bones. Soften your jaw, press down through your pinky toes and your outer shins. And as you exhale, think of releasing the thigh bones down. As you inhale, think of lifting and lengthening, spreading upwards through your torso. Now, if there's room and if you'd like to go on, you might stack a couple of blocks, 1 or 2, under your forehead. Shift forward and find your edge here. You can rest your brow center to your thumb knuckles. Breathe down to your hips. Plug into your sitting bones. Soften your jaw, soften your brow. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we'll take one more like that. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release your hands. Come on up to seated. And unwind your legs. Nice work. Feel free to windshield your legs in and out a bit. I hope you feel steady, connected to that stability and integration around your hips as your body continues to shift and expand. Be well.